impact yours. When you think about that, we are feeding a family. So that's a short term. Long term, I think pretty much is what I alluded to, the tax issue. This one is very, very unpopular, but let me go ahead and share it with you. Nobody wants to hear taxes. Nobody wants to hear that. But I do think, and I think I've alluded to it before, one of the issues that I have is the tax-paying citizens of Memphis supporting others who take their money out of the state and do not contribute at all. I would be very, very, and you talked about toll bridge. Well, toll bridge may work for Arkansas, toll bridge would not work for Mississippi. We have so many, and I will conduct a research as to how many employees we have in Memphis who actually reside in Mississippi and Arkansas. So that wouldn't be popular. One thing that would happen would be a payroll tax. Payroll tax, you get everybody. But I would also, in recommending a payroll tax, I would look at what could we do to give the residents of Memphis relief. And I've been looking at the possibility, everybody has to eat, removing the tax on food for Memphis residents. If you implement a payroll tax, take the tax off food. In Nebraska, in Oklahoma, that's the situation, and I would do further research on that. So it really would balance out, and by the same token, you now have your Memphis employees from Arkansas and Mississippi contributing to the economy of Memphis.
As a city council member, do you think you would have to, in your current role, recuse yourself of many votes on the city council that deal with education and the budget?
That is, the Sunshine Law, and I have been reading, and what I have in my reading, because that was one of the problems that I had, but it is written that if it's considered to be a conflict of interest, but at what I'm planning on, I probably would not be a Memphis City Schools employee, so I'm not looking to recruit myself.
Okay.
That would be my conflict of interest. But as of now, because of my outspokenness and everything, I probably would not be employed with the district too much longer.
Okay. Because that's currently the member who has District 6 is an MCS employee and has to recuse himself of votes that pertain to education. So
yeah, and even the policy, he can't even discuss it. So even when they're having discussions,
right.
I got irritated about that, and then I did find out that was one of the reasons. It is written that that's the stance that, and should not attempt to influence others. But I can honestly say that I know emphatically, with the way I have been treated, I will not be a Memphis Schools employee.
So with that said, what would your role be in the upcoming transition process as a city council member, looking to make sure that this consolidation process goes the best way possible?
That's part of what caused me my problems that I'm experiencing now with my administrators, was my stance on consolidation, which I never said to the parents, you should be pro-consolidation or anti-consolidation. But when my parents were sitting and they were saying, well, we're just going to be neutral, I took a stance and I shared with them, you cannot be neutral. These are your children. You are their voices and you must make a statement. So I was pro-consolidation, and I would work very, very hard for a smooth transition. What I've seen is pretty much what I experienced. See, my experiences give me a lot. What I've seen in this entire issue is pretty much what I experienced at Grantwood. I left there, if you just talk to anybody, I think it was a very, very rewarding experience. And I still have friends of a different heritage from my Grantwood days. because I ultimately believe that we can all, if we get a common goal, we can work together. So ultimately, I just think I possess the personality, the logic, and what I rely on more than anything else that I don't see happening with the school board or the city council is common sense.
Do you have a current campaign structure in place, a campaign manager? I see you do have a button.
I have a button. I have, and this is the first one. We have now revised it because, as I shared with you, I'm walking every day, and this we sort of and I have campaign signs. I think I have everything but an office, a campaign office, and the momentum is really growing. I started out in my home. And now I am having to rent a facility. We meet every Sunday at 5 o'clock. And it has gotten to the point that and I'm renting a facility just to accommodate the people who are coming to the meeting. What I'm finding is people want to change. I am the alternative to what you're used to. I'll take a stand. I'm honest. You do not have to worry about me taking anything under the table. My campaign, my issues that I stand on, which I have issues with the city. One of the other issues, let me share this with you. My website should be up to date. And PayPal and all that on the website. So I have just been, I guess, blessed. People who believe in me and want to support me are just, for instance, the guy who did the sign, that's his business. But, we would just get signs, and here he delivers banners, to go out on the streets. He also kicks in an extra 100 signs. It just seems like somewhere something is working, and people are just coming and they are believing in me. So this is my slogan, New Leadership for a Better Memphis. When you go on the website, one of the things that you will see, because he showed me a sample of it, is there's a police car. Why is there a police car? Because that's one of my issues. I have a problem with the mere fact that we have people, Maslow's hierarchy. One of the things people must feel is safe. You got to feel safe. Crime is another issue. The very people who protect us, and I asked how many of you, if you've ever had to do a 911, I have. And how fast the police responded, I was impressed. My daughter, when she was 4 years old, decided to we were asleep. My husband was asleep, I was asleep. It was the same day I bought the new baby home. We all asleep, and my oldest was asleep. The 4-year-old is up, and what does she do? She plays with fire. She lights it. She throws it in the garbage can. She panics. And then what does she do? She pushes the garbage can under the kitchen window so that the curtains and everything on fire. And she realizes she's made a terrible mistake, so she goes back and she pretends to be asleep. My husband jumps up, we smell the smoke. But who got there? The fire department. I just think it's ridiculous that we would have these people who protect us, and then just Memphis, just think about it. It wasn't long ago. We had a police officer lost his life responding. And then we tell them 4.6 decrease in your pay. I have a problem with that. That's another one of my issues.
Well, essentially Stand for Children, as we're looking at these candidates, we're looking for people that are aligned with our mission and making sure that these kids, as you've got them down here, are represented on City Council. And we appreciate you coming in today, Rhoda. And on a side note, I want to say I appreciate the work that you've been doing with PACE and what you do with the parents there. And we as an organization want to make sure that we continue to partner with you and pace, because you are doing wonderful work.